Instagram at Ogun State Television, or you can download the OGTV app on Google and Apple Play Store. In other news, President Bola Tinubu has said his administration would revive moribund refineries. He, however, warned that their success could be based on productivity and not mere activities as obtainable in the past. Tinubu stated this when he received the executive president of the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, Salimon Odaiti, and members of the union at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja, addressing the delegation's concerns about the long-delayed revival of Nigeria's state-owned refineries directly. The president said the refineries are going to come back to work, citing a reset and structural reworking of the economy. Tinubu also urged vehicle and truck owners who have converted to compressed natural gas to pass on the resulting cost savings to commuters rather than pocketing the full benefits themselves. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has assured residents of Osun State of adequate security during and after Saturday's governorship election, urging voters to come out and exercise their franchise without fear or intimidation. Tinubu gave the assurance during the All Progressives Congress governorship campaign rally in Osogbo, the state's capital, where the party formally presented its candidate, Muhyiddin Bola Oyebamiji, ahead of the election. Represented by the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, Tinubu said security arrangements had been put in place across the state to ensure a peaceful electoral process. He thanked opposition politicians in the state who, according to him, had expressed support for the APC candidate. The Senate President also expressed concern over the conditions of roads linking Ibadan and Osun State, saying the state deserved better infrastructure. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has welcomed the decision of some prominent members of the OGD political family and the Buruji Kashamu political group in Ogun East Senatorial District to join the mainstream of the All Progressives Congress APC. Governor Abiodun, while welcoming the members at a meeting held at the Presidential Lodge in Abeokuta, said that the decision to align and speak with a united voice as against working for different political parties ahead of next year's election is highly commendable. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Gani reports.
While assuring the OGD and late Buruji Kashamu political groups that they will not regret their decision to leave their various political groups for the mainstream APC, Governor Abiodun noted that his administration would continue to ensure the unity of the party. He also informed the gathering that the status of the state as an oil-producing state and the announcement of the state deep sea port will be announced before the end of the year. Abiodun noted with dismay how the senator representing Ogun East Senatorial District and former governor of the state recently relaunched his foundation and had the gubernatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Honorable Ladi Adebutu, as special guest of honor.
Today, Ogun State is the industrial capital of Nigeria, the fastest growing economy in this country to date. Conscious is by performance, is by being dedicated, by being focused, by being intentional, by having a good team of lieutenants, who are working hand in glove with me, and by leading purposefully. That is what government is about.
He disclosed that the former governor, who is a respected political figure in the state, has chosen the act alone outside the dictates of the party, saying that is a man bent on doing as he pleases.
For all these type of leaders, a report will end. You will say they will end. Because they do not put the interests of the followers ahead. They do not care about the interests of the followers. You tell me, why would anybody be given the ticket to be our senator, and yet rather than to come and join hands with us in further consolidating that Senatorial District, you are trying to polarize that Senatorial District?
A senior consultant on political matters to Governor Abiodun Aremo Tunde Adesonya, who was the coordinator of Otumba Gbenga Daniel for Odo-Ogbolu local government before he was relieved of his duties for joining the mainstream of the party, said that the gathering only came to pledge their loyalty to the party and to rededicate themselves to the party and to the governor.
Well, they are members of APC. The only came here to pledge their loyalty to the party, to rededicate themselves to the party and to His Excellency Prince Dr. Abiodun CON.
In his part, Mr. Oladipupo Owoduni disclosed that the meeting is basically to bring together people that are very committed to the APC, the governor, and to the all-party candidates, saying that they came to reassure the governor of their loyalty to APC.
This meeting is basically to bring together some of our members that felt they have not been well recognized enough. People that are very committed to the APC, committed to the governor, committed to all the party's candidates, from the president to the governor, to the senators, to the House of Representative members, to the House of Assembly members. And they are very, very committed to working for the party. They don't want to do any anti-party activity.
He disclosed that they have launched the Operation 5 Direct program that will ensure victory of President Bola Tinubu, Governor Dr. Abiodun as Senator, Senator Solomon Adiola as Governor, and the victory of the House of Representatives and the House of Assembly candidates for the districts. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
The Ogun State government says it will continue to deploy digital solutions aimed at promoting accountability and transforming the state's public service. Governor Dr. Abiodun stated this while declaring open the grand finale and symposium of the 2026 Public Service Week at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta. Taiwo Fabaju reports.
The grand finale and symposium with the theme Transforming the Public Service, Advancing Innovation, Accountability, Participation and Inclusion was organized to promote reforms that will ensure the state public service meets global standards. In his welcome address, the head of service said the choice of the theme provided an opportunity to deliberate on innovative ways of improving the state public service.
For us, as public servants in Ogun State, we appreciate the fact that Ogun State is growing reputation as a trailblazer in public sector reform across Nigeria. This achievement is not accidental. It is the direct outcome of deliberate, bold and visionary leadership under the purposeful guidance of His Excellency Prince Dr. Dr. Abiodun CON.
Guests at the event, including representatives of the State House of Assembly, commissioners, former permanent secretaries, former heads of service, and labor leaders, among others, pledged their support to the state government's effort to further reform the public service.
As the chairman of the House Committee on Establishment and Public Service, representing the Ogun State House of Assembly, I stand here to reaffirm the legislature's unwavering partnership with the public service.
And I'm proud to say that having been here for the past 7 years, Ogun State civil and public service will rank as the best in Nigeria.
Be hardworking, be resilient, and make sure that you are not found wanting on any side.
We appreciate the government for the training recently approved for many of the workforce, particularly the international training organized for labor leadership in the state.
In his keynote address, the President and Chairman of the Council of the Chartered Institute of Management of Nigeria noted that institutional innovation is critical to achieving purposeful transformation in the public service.
So let us all build a public service where innovation is not an occasional project, but an institutional habit, where accountability is not a punishment, but a professional ethic, where participation is not ceremonial, but consequential, and where inclusion is not a slogan, but a design principle.
The Deputy Governor, representing Governor Dr. Abiodun, said the present administration has continued to transform the public service through various reforms.
Therefore, in line with our commitment to fairness and career progression within the system, I hereby direct the Civil Service Commission to commence the process for the promotion exercise of officers due for both the 2025 and 2026 promotion cycles.
Panelists at the event called for further reforms to reduce bureaucratic bottlenecks, while dignitaries advocated attitudinal change, proper orientation, and reorientation among public servants. Taiwo Fabaju, OGTV News.
federal government is set to unveil a taxpayers' Bill of Rights and Obligations in the coming weeks as part of efforts to strengthen taxpayer protection, improve transparency, and build trust in Nigeria's revenue administration system. The Chief Executive and Tax Ombud Office of the Tax Ombud, John Wambueze, disclosed this during a stakeholders' engagement in Abuja themed Promoting Fairness, Transparency, and Trust in Tax Administration in Nigeria. Wambueze said the proposed charter would clearly define the rights and responsibilities of taxpayers, as well as the standards of fairness, transparency, and accountability expected from tax and revenue authorities. According to him, the document would be made available through the Tax Ombud's digital platforms and other public channels to ensure widespread access. The Presidential Working Group on the National Policing Bill has extended the deadline for the submission of memoranda and position papers on the proposed legislation to August 21st, 2026. The working group said the extension was to give Nigerians and other stakeholders more time to make substantive and technically sound contributions to the proposed framework for the country's policing architecture. Chief of Staff to the President and Chairman of the working group, Right Honorable Femi Mila, announced the extension in a statement, saying submissions would now close at 5 p.m. West African time, Friday, August 21st. According to the statement, the additional period will allow interested individuals, institutions, and organizations to adequately prepare well-considered submissions on the proposed legislation. The working group said the National Policing Bill would provide the operational, administrative, institutional, and funding framework required for an effective policing system capable of responding to Nigeria's evolving security challenges. The Ogun State Ministry of Environment has adopted Emanuela Owojuono as student of Defenders Model College, Okemoso Abeokuta, as its first environmental advocacy ambassador, following her creative interpretation at the 2026 Ogun 3 Planting Day with theme Roots for the Future, Plants and Health Earth. The State's Commissioner for Environment, Olaore Sonya, said the initiative is aimed at encouraging young people to take active responsibility for environmental protection and promoting a culture of tree planting and conservation across the state. Margaret Okunola reports.
It all started on Saturday, 8th of August 2026, during the third edition of the Ogun Tree Planting Day, put together by the Ogun State Ministry of Environment, with the theme, Rooting the Future, One Tree at a Time. And in the spirit of inclusivity, students were drawn across schools in the state to participate. One stood out with her artistic prowess, as Emanuela Owojuono drew with such dexterity and passion invested for Commissioner Olaore Sonya. The artwork goes beyond creativity, adding that it symbolizes the importance of children as the roots upon which the future of environmental sustainability depends. And this is the official adoption ceremony.
I have a single honor to adopt Ms. Emanuela Owojuono of the Defenders Model College as the first environmental advocacy ambassador.
Olaore Sonya says the younger ones are the key elements of the society. Therefore, whatever sustainability plan for the climate and tree planting may be, they need to be involved.
And whatever plan and program that you have and you want it to last for so long, there's no way you wouldn't involve the younger ones. And that is why we are planting the seed of sustainability of this our program and concept in the heart of the younger ones, so that all our plans and programs can be nurtured properly and be sustained.
At the adoption ceremony, stakeholders, including the environmental ambassador's mother, Mrs. Adebumi Owojuono, who is also an environmentalist, emphasized that school advocacy program remains a key component of its environmental sustainability efforts, stressing that young people must be nurtured to become responsible environmental advocates.
The greenhouse gases we are talking about, it will also help most of our schools without fence on encroachment of landed properties.
It's a worthy cause for us to all come together to do this. I feel like young children, as we have seen today, have the capacity and the passion needed. We just need to fuel it.
She's going to be a voice of change for Ogun State, for our school, for the young ones, and for all of our students.
I'm an environmentalist as well, so I will encourage her to take the responsibility with all our hearts.
For Emanuela Owojono, the recognition marks the beginning of a new responsibility to inspire her generation for environmental protection.
As an ambassador of environment, I want to plant trees at home. I don't think you're too small to plant trees, that you can plant trees at home and tell people the importance of planting trees, that it helps in oxygen and it helps the ozone layer.
Commissioner Oresanya further disclosed that she would be paired with other environmental advocates, creating a platform for her to engage, learn, and respond to questions on environmental issues. Margaret Okunola, OGTV News.
The various landmark projects implemented by additional security-led administration in Iwekoro local government has been inaugurated with a huge commendation to the chairman. Some of the projects, which include lock-up shops, hospitals, boreholes, electrification, classrooms, toilets, and a marriage registry at Obada, were inaugurated by the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun. Matthew Showme completes the report.
With all wards in the council area benefiting more than one project each, ranging from hospitals, boreholes, electrification, classrooms, grading of roads, and toilet projects, the verdict is that additional security administration in Iweko local government has proved itself as a people-oriented one. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwa Abiodun, represented by the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Ganiyu Hamzat, was impressed by the achievements of Honorable Additional Security Administration as he was welcomed to the council area for the inauguration of some of the completed projects, starting from the lock-up shops at Wasimi.
Thanks to my governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, for the continuous support has been giving us at the local government for grassroots development. People were dumping refuse here, and it is not easy, at least, to build on a refuse ground. We did a very big filling work with hardcore before we can at least have our DPC level.
I only pray that we have this support, continued support from His Excellency.
This is a laudable one, towing the steps of Mr. Governor, improving our health sector. This is a perfect one.
The commissioner then inaugurated the construction of Awowo Health Center and staff quarters before moving over to the inauguration of the marriage registry at Obada Oko.
After the first tenure of Honorable SK, some of us insisted that he should be allowed to continue because of the good work he has been doing.
Traditional rulers, political leaders, and others in their good messages praised the chairman for his performance and the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, for his great support.
Whoever aligned with the Excellency of Dakwa Abiodun, we always excel. So he has done what Governor asked them to do.
And let me thank His Excellency that he give us SK in Iwekoro. He has been doing well for the past 2.5 years.
And see all the projects being done by our governor and our other elected officers too. The House of Reps in particular, the Deputy Chief Whip in the House of Reps, he has equally done a lot of projects here in the Iwekoro. So we look at all those projects, they should please ensure that they pay us back.
I believe that by the time he leaves office, at the end of his tenure, he will still do more.
He has performed very well.
Honorable Sikiru describes the project's commissioning as another significant milestone in the collective efforts to promote sustainable grassroots development.
The fact that I was given the opportunity for the second time, it gladdens my heart that I was able to touch everywhere in Iweko local government. There is no ward across this local government that has not benefited more than 3-4 projects.
It was another memorable day for the people and Honorable Additional Security Administration and the council area. Matthew Showme, OGTV News.
Oba Shakiru Jaduade Ajani has been installed as the Oni Lemomu of Lemomu Atonota and presented with the staff of office by the Ogun State government following the elevation of the traditional stool to Obaship status. The ceremony attracted royal fathers, chiefs, government officials and members of the community. Margaret Okunlola reports.
Residents of Lemomu came out in large numbers to witness the presentation of staff of office and instruments of appointment to Oba Shakiru Ajani Ijaduade as the Oni Lemomu of Lemomu Atonta, Ogun State. The presentation was made by the State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Ganiu Azat, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Rutimulu Akinles.
This is the staff of office, and I present this to you on behalf of the Ogun State government.
Dr. Akinles charges the new monarch to uphold the culture and tradition of his people. He also urges him to support the state government's fight against land grabbing and other crimes, noting that traditional rulers have a role to play in maintaining peace and security.
I also enjoin the people of this community to give our new KBAC all the support and cooperation required to move this our community forward. This is imperative because as a developing community, all hands must be on deck.
Speaking after receiving the staff of office, Oba Shakiru Ajani Ijaduade appreciates the state government, the Alake and Paramount ruler of Egba land, Oba Adedotun Mbadebo, the Olota of Ota, Oba Abdulkabir Oba Alanlege, and people of Lemomu for their support.
Èròǹgbà mi náà ni pé kọ́lọ́ máa bò wá láti kọ́lọ́ máa gbé wa sókè lọ́wọ́ sókè láti máa fi tóòlù Lemomu ṣe gbogbo agbègbè ẹ̀ láti tún ṣe ká máa jẹ́ kí ìlú máa ga sókè bóyá kájọ gbárùkù tira wa kí wọ́n lè kí ìtẹ̀síwájú lè tún lè máa bá Lemomu àtàgbègbè ẹ̀.
Royal fathers and other dignitaries, as well as residents, described the installation as well deserved and expressed confidence that the new monarch would promote unity, peace and development in Lemomu.
We'll be able to drive the overall development of Lemomu town. So I believe it's the right step in the right direction. So I want to congratulate KBAC, Alake and the Paramount ruler of Egba land for approving the stool of Oni Lemomu.
My advice for KBAC Oni Lemomu is to carry all sons and daughters of Lemomu along in the development of this kingdom.
The way he cares for everybody, he cares for everybody as if all of us are his son or his daughter.
Of course, I'm ready to work with him because he's a very, very good man. He's a father.
Residents and dignitaries also paid homage to the new monarch, while cultural displays added color to the ceremony. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
And just before we end the news, let's remind you of the words of John Wooden that says, "Make each day your masterpiece." And that ends the news at 2. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.